We're about to play a game of tag across Europe, but before we get started, let's explain the rules.
The starting line is Athens and the finish line is Manchester.
The person tagged in has to secretly book the cheapest onwards mode of transport.
To make things tricky, here are some additional rules.
Any transport booked must leave the country you're in.
You can't spend more than 24 hours in one place.
You can't tell the other person where they're going.
All journeys should bring you closer to the finish line.
Let's go.
Okay, so we need to book our first flight.
So with no idea how long the game would last or how much it would cost, I got started with booking the first leg of our journey.
I'm going to use the Explore Anywhere feature on Skyscanner. That's obviously the best tool that I have at my disposal at the moment. Okay, I think I've found a flight for us. It is 89 euros each, so 177 euros in total. So it's actually not that cheap. That is all booked, Jade. We've got 2 hours to get from here, get all the way to the airport.
We're at the metro station. We're about to get the metro to the airport. It costs €9 and it takes about half an hour. We've only got the metro once before in Athens and we actually went the wrong way, so wish us luck. We got on the wrong metro.
We now have to wait 26 minutes. I think it then will take 30 minutes on the train to get to the airport.
Our game of tag across Europe had already hit its first hurdle. In my enthusiasm, I'd booked a flight which was just a few hours away.
We're cutting this very fine.
With limited knowledge of the Greek metro system, we were racing against the clock to get to the airport on time.
We've made it through with all our bags. That was quite stressful. Ryan is hangry.
We've arrived at Athens Airport with approximately 10 minutes to spare. We are heading from Athens to Zagreb in Croatia. Oh, thank you so much.
Ryan only told me where we were heading 10 minutes before boarding the flight. I knew it would be my turn next to book the onwards travel, but I didn't have much time to think about it because before we knew it, we had landed in Croatia.
Flight wasn't too long. It was about an hour and a half. They even gave out free plane food. We don't have to wait for the luggage. That is why I like travelling with hand luggage only.
Here for the sunset.
We landed in Zagreb Airport. We then tried to get a shuttle bus, which was €8, and then we actually found the public bus, which does exactly the same route, takes you to the same place. It's 7:30 now. We're in the city centre. We've been lucky enough to spend a bit of time in Croatia this summer, and all the coastal destinations are overrun with tourists. Zagreb has a very different feel to it. It is clearly a working capital city. First impressions are, it's a cool place. Welcome. It took us about 10 minutes to walk from the bus to this apartment. It was €53 for the night. It's on the budget end of things. Another thing that I forgot to mention, food on the plane. It was the worst food I've ever tried. It was a vegetarian pasta. What I'm about to do is I'm about to tag Jade in. So hold out your hand. After the journey to the new country has been completed, the other person could be tagged in. It's at this moment the other person can begin to research and cost up the next leg of the journey. But remember, it must all be done in secret, so the other person doesn't know where they're going.
It is now my turn. Ryan is in the shower. I have been having a little look. It's a bit of a no-brainer. Like, the decision has been made for me because there's not that many direct flights. I think I've played a good hand in this round of tag. We found a really cool coffee shop. Today is officially my round of tag and I'm gonna make it the best day of tag ever.
Last night I found and booked the next leg of the journey. The price of the flight was insanely cheap, but it was leaving early morning, which meant it was straight back to the airport with just enough time to tell Ryan where he was going over a Cafe Nero croissant.
It is time for the grand reveal. Where do you think you're going today?
I saw a Ryan airplane as we landed yesterday. They do those cheap flights, don't they? They go back to like their hubs, like Brussels. Yeah, I'm gonna have to guess one of those, Milan or Brussels.
Both of those guesses were wrong.
Give it to me.
We are flying to Bratislava, Slovakia.
Love that city. Yeah, I'm actually quite excited about that. My only question is though, Jade, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's going east and we want to be going west, back to the UK. Have you thought about that?
This is my game. I can do what I want. I did know that it was slightly in the wrong direction. I didn't know. I'm really excited about Bratislava, but I'm maybe more excited about the accommodation that I picked for us. I think it's going to be the most unique place that we stay at on this trip. We had to run. We were literally sat in a coffee shop.
Sorry, Jade was in the loo.
And when I got back, Ryan was running towards the gates with all the bags.
Despite it being in the wrong direction, I was excited to be heading into the skies on a trusty Ryanair plane to Slovakia. We had breezed through 3 countries in 2 days, and we were feeling good about the trip, but the next obstacle was just an hour or so away.
Shambles.
The hotel that I was so cocky about booking has not turned out too well.
If I'd have stayed the night, I would be feeling bad. We arrived this morning and we've spent the afternoon wandering around, got a coffee. It is hot today. Cast your mind back just a couple of hours and Jade's enthusiasm over the amazing place that she had found for us to stay tonight.
You're going to have a hard time beating the accommodation that I have found.
It wasn't amazing. It was a hostel sort of environment.
It's not a room, it's like a fake wall.
We got into the room and it was sweltering. It was like a sauna in there and there was no aircon and we're now homeless for the evening.
I could have probably slummed it for a night. I'd read that it was the world's first ever NFT hotel. It had loads of artwork in there.
That's why Jade was excited about it. I can't believe you've been suckered into an NFT hotel.
I am about to tag Ryan in for round 3.
Jade got a flight further away from where we're actually trying to get to, which is Manchester, England. My job now is to find our next mode of transport out of the country of Slovakia. Let's stop standing around, let's get cracking. What's going on here? Oh, wow. Welcome.
And we are about to eat some traditional Slovakian food.
It's the end of the night here in Bratislava. We've had some Slovakian food and now we're about to have some non-Slovakian food. Dessert is a McFlurry and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning from Bratislava. Let's get this day started right. Hello, just checking out. Thank you so much. Just walking into the centre of Bratislava now. Number 1 travel tip. Don't pay for walking tours, just join on the back of them. This part of Europe is very well connected by trains. We are getting a 1-hour train from Bratislava to Vienna. We're heading to the capital of Austria. The train leaves in 30 minutes. Hello, can I get 2 tickets to Vienna? Thank you. 28 euros. I think it's about time you are tagged back in.
Let's do this.
Platform 2, let's go. All right, this is our train. Jade's already started her research.
We got onto the train and I've got straight onto Skyscanner. I found one that is really good. It's £30 a person. The only catch is that it does leave today, so it doesn't leave us very long in Vienna.
If we don't have long in Austria, there are 3 things that I was excited about doing. Number 1, Red Bull. Number 2 is apple strudel. And number 3 is these chocolate bananas. They are amazing. They're like a banana Jaffa cake. It is 12:47. How was the train?
Really good. It's such a fast train. It takes 1 hour. We will probably need to get to the airport for about 5 p.m. About 3 or 4 hours here in Vienna before we leave. We have taken a walk to this very scenic park. You can't come to Austria without having a Red Bull. It is the homeland. Oh, here we go. Beautiful.
I do like Vienna, and both times I've been here it's been really sunny. Is it always sunny in Vienna?
We didn't have much time in Vienna, and before we knew it, we were up against the clock again, trying to get to the airport in time for our flight. Once we got to the airport, I thought it was time to reveal our next stop.
I have booked us a flight to Venice. It's an hour's flight there. We'll arrive at about 8:30, and the plan is to go and have a pizza.
To be fair, I can't really argue with that. An evening in Venice, that is very romantic. We were able to have a Red Bull, and we didn't really fancy an apple strudel. And then the 3rd box we needed to tick is we needed to get chocolate bananas. We've successfully secured these in the airport. We have been delayed, and it's raining, and it's thunder and lightning. Pilots and air traffic experts prefer to keep planes on the ground when there is a storm, so we're not going anywhere. This is your round.
And it's not gone well again. Oh no.
Boarding will commence shortly at gate C32.
Where are we going?
There's a flash of lightning in the background as they said that. You ready to get wet? Better late than never. We've landed in Italy.
I help you with the machine. I validate the ticket. Okay.
Had an absolute touch. Really nice ticket man. Helped us get tickets in quick speed. We were in and out of the airport in 10 minutes and we're on the 10 to 10 bus into Venice. £10 one way.
I think that's really good.
We've made it to Venice. Hello. I'm just here to check in.
We made it. We are here in Venice, and of course it's time to tap in Ryan for the next leg of Tag Across Europe.
Gonna need to get some food. We've gone for a pizza from what looked like a questionable place. The only place that was open when we arrived, but the pizza tastes good. Thank you, Venice. You're not even in Italy until you've had a slice of pizza. Good morning from the beautiful Italian city of Venice, the famous Rialto Bridge. We've been wandering around this morning, taking it all in. It's quite overwhelming that, yesterday we were in 2 different countries, today we're in arguably one of the most famous places in the world, Venice. But this game isn't about sitting around and enjoying a place, it is about staying on the move. So I'm quite focused today on finding out where our next destination is. What are your thoughts on the room last night?
So it was our most expensive room. It was such a nice hotel. We stayed in the most traditional Venetian room. I just really like the vibe there. I think the room was 150.
I think it was 170.
Anyway, it was quite expensive.
This isn't a pattern on my top, this is rain droplets. The main reason we need to leave Venice is because we can't afford to stay another night.
It turns out that breakfast is included in the hotel, so Jade and I have set about drinking and eating 170 euros worth of coffee and croissants.
Okay, we've been enjoying a cup of coffee and some breakfast in the hotel. It's given me time to do some research and I found it. And I've booked it. We are heading much closer to the UK, and this flight actually cost £70 each. Pound per mile, I would say it's actually pretty reasonable. We're back in the room, let's get packed up.
I did want to wash my hair this morning, but I wasn't quite sure how to use the hairdryer. That is a Hoover.
We're at the Marco Polo Airport in Venice. It's time for we are heading back to the UK, to Edinburgh in Scotland, one of my favourite cities in the UK.
In my head, I thought that we would be going maybe to somewhere like France or Belgium. Who do you think is currently winning?
It's probably me. We don't have loads of clothes with us. It's very hot in Europe at the moment. So one travel hack for you is just douse yourself in the expensive perfumes and aftershaves as you walk through duty free.
Public transport incomplete.
Made it to Edinburgh. This is us, Jade. 2 hours, 26 minutes to get here to Edinburgh from Venice. That was our longest flight yet. The Scottish music is playing in the background. We've got the bagpipes going. We've arrived, we've been having a wander around, and we went to a nice area called Stockbridge. We had a coffee there and we were just taking in the sights of Edinburgh. But it is now time for me to tag Jade back in.
I could very easily book us onto a train back to Manchester and we could be back home today. But as punishment for leaving Venice early, I could also book a bus back to Manchester. A very slow bus.
The mega bus.
The mega bus.
Anyway, me wee laddie, let's go and get an iron brew.
If I was to describe Edinburgh in 3 words, I would use haggis, iron brew and pretty. Tiredness has started to kick in now. 7 countries in 4 days. This has been a journey.
Will we ever make it home?
I've booked us 2 tickets on a train from Edinburgh to Manchester, £36 for both of us. The rail card brought the price down. Fingers crossed it's a smooth journey onwards, but let's see. 3 hours to go until we're in Manchester.
Our game of tag across Europe saw us hit 7 countries in 4 days.
Jade spent £147 on her travel.
And Ryan spent £322 on his travel.
Comment below, who do you think won and where should we go next?